Peace, stars. Welcome to another episode of the Diehard podcast. It's your boy Eru and State. I'm gonna get right into it. As I get my drink from my young lady here. You can close it up. So anyway, I got my lady. I got my lady in Knicks here, State. Oh my God, what kind of intro was that? I got my lady here, State. How you doing,
It's all right.
State? Oh my God.
Oh man, no,
And
that's all right, man.
she
What's
threw
up,
me
bro?
off a little bit. Yeah, I'm chilling, man. So you're watching this on playoffs, right?
So before we even get into like congratulating Quickley, getting these certain narratives out the way that came, we gotta talk about the playoffs, bro. So I watched, and we just gonna stay. We gonna stay with adjustments. This is the key word: adjustments, right? So I watched Ty Lue, his center, start Nick Batum at center, and went small for the rest of the series, right? I watched who else? I watched Ty Lue bench Rajon Rondo. Something Tibbs would never have the balls to do. Bench that, for a younger guy. I watched him bench Rajon Rondo for Terrence Mann. Cool. Adjustments. So as I'm watching the playoffs, then you got a guy like Doc Rivers, another old stubborn coach who's getting out coached right now by Nate McMillan. So Nate McMillan adjusted on Philly and threw a lineup that has Collins, Bogey, I believe it's Herter and Trey Young. And he started throwing that lineup out on Philadelphia and started destroying Philadelphia with small ball as well. I'm watching all of these teams adjust, and it seems like the old coaches who don't adjust are getting smacked around. Some news today. Stan Van Gundy has gotten fired from the Pelicans. 61-year-old man. Brandon Ingram didn't like him. Zion didn't like him. He puts Lonzo at shooting guard. And he got fired. And you see that stories about, he was too hard on his players. Case in point, I need Tips to adjust. I don't care if he's 64, bro, 68. He needs to adjust, bro. Like that's what I'm getting at, man. Great coach, by the way. Regular season awards count. So shout out to him winning Coach of the Year award for the regular season. But his playoffs was disgusting. So that's all I gotta say about Tips right now.
So I throw this at you. You don't like that he adjusted and took Alfred out and put Rose in? I'm fucking with you, man. I'm fucking with you.
So you want to know what's so crazy about that? It is so crazy. He takes Alfred out of the rotation around the same time Alfred Payton Moms comes on Twitter and likes a tweet that says, "I hope Trae Young scores 50 on this," and removes him from the rotation. Politics. And also, it was a bad move to remove Alfred Payton that late in the season, especially in a playoff game from the starting lineup. If you're a basketball, you got to understand, Randle and RJ and these guys been playing slow all season long. So now you remove Alfred and you throw Derrick Rose into the lineup. Guess what happened? RJ Barrett comes out with 3 straight duds in the playoffs. 3 straight horrible games. But Derrick Rose is playing well. And I found that alarming. And then Randle was playing bad because they're not used to playing with Derrick Rose. So Thibodeau really dropped the ball with that. If anything, God bless me now, I would have kept Alfred starting. If I knew what I knew today, I'd have kept him starting, bro. For sure.
Well, that was the important thing about the whole adjustment thing. Alfred needed to be taken out, but in the manner in which they did it, kind of messed up everything the Knicks do. Because that's exactly what, if I was coaching Atlanta and they took Alfred out the lineup, I'll be putting that on the bulletin board. We got him. The series is over because that was their whole thing right there. They'll have Alfred setting the table with Julius Randle, and they doing whatever they do, and then the bench mob comes in led by Rose. So you take the leader off the bench with those guys, and now you left him by themselves. You left Emmanuel Quickley up there by himself. You left Burke by himself, and then you had the nerve to even keep Alfred's minutes around 10 minutes a game. So there was no adjustment there. Like at that point, if you're gonna take Rose out off the bench, you got to give Emmanuel Quickley 25 minutes off the bench. You can't be playing him 10, 12 minutes off the bench still. If you took Rose off the bench, so it's a lot of different factors with the with the coaching adjustments that should have been made. But shout out to Nick McMillan's putting on a clinic over there, man. It kind of takes the Knicks off the hook. I know we all are saying that. It kind of takes the Knicks off the hook because we played so bad against them. But so them playing against Philly, it just shows how bad that they're playing. Because I'm saying, it's gonna be Doc Rivers is under the same boat. He's gonna let his stars take them out the hole. So they got Ben Simmons over there. He's not that guy, because he can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? So you rely on him to score. Tobias Harris is a good regular season player. In the playoffs, it's easy to stop him. A regular defense is easy to stop
option.
Yeah, whatever you want to say. He's definitely not a key guy. You know what I'm saying, for a player for him. And then you got Embiid. Embiid is always in the mix of everybody's drama. Then you got to rely on him to be an enforcer and score and rebound and block shots and all this other stuff. So it's just a big swarm of stuff that should have been taken care of, because they should have traded Ben Simmons for Harden to begin with. And that's a whole nother story, right?
Yeah. They should have, y'all. They probably regretting that right now. Embiid scored 39 points on one leg, and I'm watching Ben Simmons on national TV. Mind you, I love Ben Simmons, bro. Like I would like him as our starting point guard. I don't care if he can't shoot. I think he's a great player. That's just me. That's just my bias about him. But when you go into the playoffs and you give it 3 points, 4 points, it's some question marks there. So they should have sure traded James. They should have traded Ben Simmons for James Harden. I think they're gonna regret that for sure. Word.
Well, so what would you give up for Ben Simmons? Because a lot of Philly Twitter, they've been harassing us all day, throwing out scenarios about how to get rid of Ben Simmons, but a lot of them have been crazy. I think it's Daily Knicks. Daily Knicks was one of the ones that had a trade or whatever. He's talking about giving up Obi Toppin. I forgot who else he said, Obi Toppin, and definitely like 3 first-round picks from us. What do you say about those different trades they threw at us?
So Ben Simmons is a funny cat. It's tough because Ben Simmons can't shoot and he's ball dominant. So ideally, you would want to swap Ben Simmons for Randle. That trade package would be centered around Randle. But then again, I don't really want to trade Randle for Ben Simmons. If you know what I'm saying, I don't think that's a good trade. Just for the Knicks personally, like, and I love Ben Simmons. I don't think that's a good trade for the Knicks.
Yeah, it's funny how like a year changes things, right? Because they basically got the same assists, the rebounds and all that is basically the same. But I would rather have that production from Julius Randle than Ben Simmons, because Ben Simmons can't shoot and Julius can.
You want to know what's so crazy? Ben Simmons has regressed every season since his rookie year, and I'm looking at the rosters, and this is why I got PTSD about draft picks. So I'm looking at Philly roster, right? Elton Brand, he destroys the roster. You sign Jimmy Butler. You get Jimmy Butler, you get Tobias Harris, you trade guys. Ben Simmons was a better player next to Robert Covington, Jeremy Grant, who also was in the running for most improved player, JJ Redick, guys who could just let Ben Simmons play his game. The ball goes through him and Embiid, and he just looked way better. Now you take the ball out of his hands. You got Tobias Harris, who's a championship number 4 option, getting paid as a max player. Cough, cough. Why I wouldn't pay Julius Randle this offseason? And he's not even producing in the playoffs. So it's very alarming. Their roster construction is alarming. Their roster construction around Ben Simmons has been trash. And the only way the Knicks could be a good trade partner for Ben Simmons, we would have to add a third team to that deal. Like, we would have to. I'm open to it. I just don't know how. Like, I don't know what I would trade for him. Would I trade Obi and Quickley for Ben Simmons? I don't know. It's a thought, but do I want Ben Simmons, RJ, and Randle? Nah.
Yeah, it's just not a good balance of players there. You
Mm-mm.
know, one player for back in the days that reminds me of Ben Simmons is Billy Owens. I don't know if you remember Billy Owens.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Explain.
yeah, Billy Owens. He got drafted by Golden State, and he was basically the same kind of player. He couldn't shoot for nothing, but he was good at distributing the ball, rebound. He could do everything. He had a good handle. He was kind of like ahead of his time, but he never could shoot. So his career basically tapered down. You know, every single if you look at the stats, you know, I wish I would have had a Q, but if you look at the stats side by side, maybe Ben Simmons got a little bit more assists, but otherwise every other stat checks out the same. And then what happens is that he fizzled out as time went on because the athleticism went away, and then he couldn't shoot and he couldn't, so it kind of like killed his game or whatever. But the thing that's different about them is they got Ben Simmons forced to play point guard, and I think that's the whole thing with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is not a point guard. They using him as a point guard. He could do the point forward kind of thing, just the way that Julius Randle's doing. But if you're gonna have a guy like Ben Simmons, then you definitely gotta have more shooters. That's why Seth Curry's doing so well there. But they have other guys there too that need to be elevated up into that starting spot, that rotation spot, and put Ben Simmons where he belongs. He's 6'9", whatever he is. He can grab rebounds, and he's a defensive player of the year. He needs to be playing with big guys, man. That would be the advantage that they would have with Ben Simmons starting at the small forward.
Yeah, but I disagree with you. I think Ben Simmons is a point guard. I just think you have to build the team around him. You get what I'm saying? Like Giannis, you can't just put anybody around Giannis. You got to literally build the team around him. And we about to get into this Luka stuff soon, but you got to build the team around Luka. You get what I'm saying? Like you got to build the teams around those guys. Interesting. While you was talking, I don't know what's going on in the NBA, bro, but I'm so glad it's not us, bro. So I'm seeing Brandon Ingram talk now on Twitter. I don't know what's going on, but salute the World Wide West, salute Leon Rose. I really love you guys. I hope y'all stay here forever because I don't want none of those problems. But back to Ben Simmons, I don't really know, bro. And either further back than that, to get back to Tibbs, speaking about the playoffs real quick, defensive adjustments, bro. I watched this light-skinned, nipple-head, ball-headed guy run circles around my vet and Reggie Bullock. Run circles around Burst. Run circles around Rose. Embarrassed us in the Garden. And you don't really try other people on him? You don't dust Kevin Knox off the bench at least to do something? You let Reggie Bullock play 34 minutes, 0 points? You kidding me? When I watched Ty Lue, a championship coach, by the way, bench a vet for Terrence Mann? Like, you couldn't at least try? And don't get me wrong, bro. We all know, everybody says Frank trash. A lot of people don't like Frank. But it doesn't hurt to try Frank on Trae Young. You get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't hurt to try something different. Tibbs literally said after the game 4 loss, oh, we're going to try everything. We're going to see all types of adjustments. The dude did no adjustments in game 5. I will never believe Tibbs again when he coach speaks. Never again. Bro.
Yeah.
Never again.
But these guys are old school though, man. Doc Rivers is still a part of that same school too. Is that they're just gonna ride their guys into the ground. Tom Thibodeau is a Pat Riley disciple. So today happens to be like the anniversary of I think the OJ game in 1994 when the Knicks played Houston. So for that series, Pat Riley would just ride in John Starks. You know what I'm saying? So when it came down to it, John Starks was going, 2 for whatever it was, 2 for 17. But that was his guy, so he was gonna let him shoot, us into the ground, because the game before, Stark was the hero. You know what I'm saying? So it was his guy, and he got guys on the bench to pull from, but he didn't make no adjustments at all. He just went, rolled his guys right into the ground. So I mean that's what we're gonna have to expect with a guy like Tom Thibodeau. But what's surprising to me about it though is the adjustments that he should have made. It should have been before we played Atlanta to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a whole week to game plan it. So my game plan thing is that listen, we already know Elfrid Payton is in a slump. He's playing bad already. So listen, keep him in there. Put Rose in there. Quicker. But then use what's the name? Frank. Use Frank. You got him. You know what I'm saying? And then see who can give you a spark defensively and make Trae Young tired. Another thing too is it's so simple. Just do a simple pick and roll to get Trae Young on you. You know, and then make Julius Randle just destroy Trae Young all day long and force Trae Young to get into foul trouble. That's just basic mathematics there. So I mean, Philly's not doing that, you know, because look who's the coach. You know what I'm saying? So they're just gonna ride and die with whatever philosophy they started the season with, and then that's gonna be the end of it, man. So that's definitely something that we're gonna have to just deal with Tom Thibodeau.
Like I think Thibodeau needs an offensive genius next to him on that bench. It seems like ever since Mike Woodson left, the offense was like a little more stagnant, and we ran the most ISOs in the NBA last season with no ISO players. I don't want RJ running the ISO. His dribbling stinks. I damn sure don't want Julius Randle running the ISO.
Yeah, neither one of them really have an in-between game. It's just that Julius Randle, he likes to work those fadeaways going out of bounds and stuff. But outside of that, if you put a little guy in him, you basically neutralize Julius Randle. And then this guy, RJ Barrett, he don't have no moves, and he's strong as hell. But his moves are really at the rim. There's no in-between game. So if you're gonna run ISO with guys, you gotta at least have an in-between game to score in between. So that's always been the biggest problem with just the way that we've been playing all year.
You know, like Thibodeau got to switch it up. Like you can't be top 10 in 3-point percentage, and don't be top 5 in attempts. Like you got to be consistent. Like, oh yes, we led the league in percentage of 3-pointer shot from the corners. That's cool. Try to shoot some more. You know. And another thing, just to piggyback from off what you said, and then we're gonna congratulate Quickley for being on the all rookie second team. You know, Thibodeau, how can I put it? His rotations is so bad. Like his minute distribution. I wouldn't even play my starters for 12 straight minutes in 2K, bro. Why is he doing it in real life, boy? Like that is ridiculous. God bless Julius Randle and his body. He played damn near every game in RJ Barrett. He got to stop that as well. Got to stop that.
Yeah, you're right about that. 2K, if you let the computer do it, they'll be subbing like crazy. They would never let you play a player 12 minutes straight, man. But you know that's Tom Thibodeau in the way that he plays, man. You know, but I mean, that's the thing. You know, we were talking about Ben Simmons, Luka. What do you think about Zion? Because everybody seems to be on the fence now because they're talking about New Orleans might get sent to another city. You know, they're having problems with the other guy he was talking about, Ingram. They're having problems with Ingram. Ingram don't like the coach. You know, there's they don't have no money over there. Same thing with Dallas. Dallas all of a sudden they turn into the Knicks out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The coach quit. They fired the GM. You know what I'm saying? Luka is the face of their franchise now. They don't have no players around him that works well with him. They got Tim Hardaway Jr. as the number one guy. You know what I'm saying? And they have no money and they have no draft picks, man. So, you know what I'm saying? So they're looking crazy right now. So
let's start off with the Dallas narrative first. First of all, the Knicks won the trade. Let's start off there. Second of all, you know, you got guys. Shout outs to Jonathan Wasserman, by the way. Was told the Mavs' decision to take Josh Green over Sadiq Bey. Mind you, I believe Sadiq Bey is on the all-rookie first team. Shout outs to Sadiq Bey. He had a hell of a season. Salute to him. Mavs' decision to take Josh Green over Sadiq Bey frustrated a number of key executives and scouts. Some wanted Bey. Analytics said Green and won. Bro, I hope God that the Knicks depend on this analytic BS to build our team, bro. Analytics can never measure the heart, bro. It can't your heart, bro. Analytics can't measure your intensity, bro. It can't measure your IQ.
Yeah, that's why you have the eye test. That's why you got scouts all over the country. Guys send people just to look, you know, because the numbers say one thing, but if you go look at the game, it's be like, yo, this is not the guy that did this on this paper, man. You know, that's the same thing like with doctors. Like sometimes you go to a doctor, you know, shout out to the hospital setting there, but you go to a doctor and they're not really diagnosing you, they diagnosing the paper. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we don't want to get into that, man. We definitely need to stick to the old school ways and definitely get that eye test going on.
That's a fact. And then you got stuff like that's coming out Luka and Rick Carlisle, they hate each other. Luka was literally how you mock your coach. He was mocking him in timeouts and during the game when he disagreed with Rick Carlisle, and it was simmering tension. So Don Nelson is out the building, who was the president of basketball operations, and your coach. So this tells me, mind you, the last time, well, what was their coach name? What's this guy name, man? Rick Carlisle. The last time that man got out the first round was in 2011. It's 2021 now. That's been a decade. And he hasn't been out the first round in a decade. I don't know how that man kept his job for so long. Shout out to Mark Cuban. But that you're giving me Steve Mills vibes. And the crazy part about this situation, bro, and people don't even think about this part. So I'm gonna throw this at you. I want to hear your take on this. What Porzingis did to the Knicks when we traded him before we paid him during his rookie scale deal started a trend. So now, when a young guy who's on the fourth year of his deal don't want to stay with their current team, they could threaten to sign a qualifying offer, and that team is going to have to trade him. So when I'm looking at stuff like this, your president gets fired, your coach gets fired, you're handing Luka the keys when he's not ready to drive the car yet? Because I'm dead sure would have handed him the keys. And I know for a fact Luka would have talked out his ASS to Tom Thibodeau. So I don't know what's the disconnect there. You reading that Luka would love Don Nelson, the president of basketball operations. So something had to happen internally, and it's looking real bad. It's looking real bad. And he intends to sign a Supermax this summer, but it don't matter. I don't know, bro. I don't know. What's your take on that Porzingis take, though, that he started this trend of now teams really have to look at their young players and be like, yo, we might really have to move this guy.
Well, that's something that we got killed at about too, man. Because people saying that was your guy, he's a franchise player. Why would you trade him away? But not like you said, it started a trend. Because now hindsight is 2020. Look at what happened now. The injuries. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a go-to move. He basically collapsed in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been there, but it's just that people put too much emphasis on the star and don't put enough credit into the organization. So credit to the Knicks for having that foresight. So listen, man, you're not even as good as you think you are. Guess what? Trade you whatever, and then look at all the draft picks we got for him because Dallas valued the player more than what was going on in the franchise. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, hindsight is always 2020. But I bet you if Dallas knew what it knows now, it would never made that trade for Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to do your due diligence. You have to scout the player. You can't look at the analytics. Oh, he's 7'3". He could shoot threes and all this other stuff. Because I'm quite sure they looked at the analytics and say, "Oh man, well, I don't know why the Knicks are getting rid of this guy." Yeah, whatever you need to do to get him, go get him. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. That's Dallas's problem. I don't think the Knicks are on that plane anymore. We're more into like holding assets and biding our time and waiting to make the correct move. That's what we should have did. But I really don't feel sorry for Dallas, man, because it was all fun and games. Like when they made the trade, everybody was making fun of us. And even Mark Cuban was all cocky. Yeah, we got this guy. Now look how funny just like 2 years makes. That to change the whole dynamic of the whole league, really, man. But when it comes to Luka, like what do you think it would take to get him? Because I can see it happening, man. But I mean, how do you trade Luka? How do you trade Luka and not basically just like destroy all your fan base? Your entire fan base is going to jump ship if you trade Luka.
Yo, it's tough. And FYI, Luka shares the same agent as RJ Barrett, Bill Duffy. Shout out to Bill Duffy. You my guy, Bill Duffy. If you ever listening to this, you ever hear this, you my guy, bro. I love you, bro. RJ needs to be a Knick for life. Now,
I love you too, by the way.
Luka Doncic. I don't know. But if you want to talk about the hypothetical, we watched what the Knicks did with Porzingis. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you, bro. I would give up this whole roster besides RJ Barrett for Luka. RJ Barrett is untradeable to me. After what I've seen, all of the tweets about Zion and all these young, RJ Barrett is off the table for me. Randle could pack his bags, Mitch, all of that. Everybody pack your bags. You start off with a clean slate with Luka and RJ. I'll take 6 first-round picks. I don't even need Isaiah Thomas times 30. You could take 6 first-round picks, brother. I don't care about the first-round picks.
The funny shit is that the draft picks that we'd be trading back would be the ones that they gave us, to begin with. That's the whole funniest thing about the whole thing. Because I'm with you, man. Whatever draft picks that we're allowed to give them, I would give that's right off the bat. If you want the draft picks, take the draft picks. Because if we get Luka, we definitely looking to win now, man. So, salary wise, Julius Randle's got to be on the table. Because at this point now, you're gonna have to try to cheat because we already got Obi Toppin. You know what I'm saying? And Luka's gonna be a point guard ball distributor, so he's gonna be on the perimeter where he belongs, rather than Julius Randle on the perimeter. So now you're changing everything up. So now you have a spot for Obi to play in the power forward spot. Like I said, Luka's gonna be doing that distributing thing, man. So he's definitely gonna be able to eat with Luka there. So I mean, like it's a whole game plan that we have.
Obi, they could take Obi. If they want Obi, they could take him. If they want Quickley, they could take him. I ain't got Luka.
I don't know, but between Randle and well, okay, listen. Let's say if we do that, do we have enough to get like a Zion a couple years later? Because that's the big thing that everybody keep talking about. They thinking that we can get Luka and then still get Zion a couple years later. What do you think about all that?
That's so.
Well, before you start, man, like all this stuff, it kind of like starts branches. So like once you make this trade and you get Luka here, like now you on another clock now because Luka's here. Luka's not gonna be okay. Listen, I'll wait 2 years for Zion. So now, fam, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sign an extension with you, or I'm gonna be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And mess up the locker room, whatever. Because I'm gonna want to be out of here too. So you got it's like a whole crazy road you gotta think about.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yo, this crazy. Yo, imagine a super team with RJ, Zion, and Luka and the Knicks. Yo, I might have a heart attack. They might see me in one of these good bets, bro. Damn. Luka, it's crazy because ever since the Porzingis trade happened, I always thought about that in the back of my mind. Like, what if young guys really start using their power like, yo, bro, I got to do this, and this, or I'm out. The Mavs is going to sign Luka to the Supermax deal, so ain't no worries there. Now Zion, he already made $100+ million before he signed the NBA check, so he could easily tell him, "Look, man, I'm gonna sign this qualifying offer, and if you want to take it, you're going to have to trade me, brother." It's going to be tough. You would have to trade for one of those guys, and the other guy will have to come in free agency. So it's going to be.
Yeah, anything is possible, man. Anything is possible, but if you're gonna do it, we definitely have to do something. It's all about that. That's the whole beauty of keeping all of this capital, keeping the cap space in order. Like people were saying like why we don't just spend the cap on this blah blah. It's for moments like this. Now like who would have known that Luka Doncic is possibly available? You know what I'm saying? Who would have known that Zion would be available? You know what I'm saying? Possibly be available. You know what I'm saying? So you have to at least put yourself at the table, with the bag. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the chips and stuff ready in order to put the bet down. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to the other guy, to call your bluff and all this other stuff, man. So, just to go on record, man. Let's say if this Luka stuff does have legs and Dallas is starting to flounder, and Luka's saying that he's not going to sign that extension, and the qualifying offer is going to be signed and all that stuff, then I guess they do have to do something with the Knicks, man. So I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, Julius Randle is from Dallas. So then maybe that's some kind of like attraction for them of getting back their draft picks too. I mean, it's bugged out, man. But stranger things have happened in the NBA. I can't even tell you how the Lakers got Shaq, and all this other stuff. It's just like a bunch of weird shit that happened. But why can't the weird shit happen to the Knicks? You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Listen, man, Bill Duffy, Luka Donald's agent, brother. Yo, that's sub. I would have never thought like it was that much turmoil in Dallas because they was always consistently winning. But it seemed like, you got a stealth GM over there. It's a power struggle. You don't want that type of stuff with upper management. You see stuff like, oh, some people want a Sadiq Bey, other people want a Josh Green. It's tough. It's definitely tough. But we're gonna keep our eye out on that Luka situation because it could get really bad over there. And then you just said they might have to relocate. You trade a guy like Luka, if you don't get at least 6 first-round picks, bro, like you're not getting equal value, bro. He's one of those guys like him, Giannis, him, like guys like that, like you never get. It's like trade. No, I'm not even going to say the name I was about to say because that's too blasphemous.
It's anybody really, man. All these stars, like you're never really gonna get like true value for any of these guys. Even like a Paul George and all these other, you're never gonna get equal value. You know what I'm saying? Like now these players, they really sticking up for themselves. They get these super max deals, and like they basically strangleholding the teams with $40 million of salary. With like John Wall is a guy that's out there. Westbrook and all these guys. You basically stranglehold your team because once they get you, they can't move you. You know what I'm saying? And teams are not going to give up all the draft. You're going to have to give up your own draft picks to get rid of those guys, man. So it's a funny thing, man. I think the league is really like close to like another lockout because the players have too much power on all sides of the equation. Because you're talking about supermax guys that already got the money, and now Luka don't even got the money yet. You know what I'm saying? And then look at the potential that he could destroy. What Dallas is doing over there,
bro. You might be right. I'm gonna have to look up when the CBA ends and when they got to start negotiating new contracts because they gotta change a couple of these things, bro. Like the one thing that I really want the NBA to change is the lottery, bro. And I could go right into this Zion subject now because it deals with the lottery. Like his family, when you got a guy, and before we get to Zion, shout out to Mad assistants, Jamal Mosley, African American guy, who's they saying that Mosley is someone specific has much respect for, and I hope he gets the job. I don't want him to be like dude over there in Houston, where he gets the job and then his franchise superstar acts out if the season starts looking rocky. So I hope they pick some guy who Luka can connect with, man. I really hope they can get it right over there, bro. I really hope they can get it right over there. But
Well, I was gonna say shout out to Jason Kidd because Jason Kidd right off the bat they were saying that he was gonna go coach for Portland. He came out of nowhere and said, "Listen, not me." I'm not going to Portland. You know what I'm saying? Because there must be whispers that if Portland can't get it together, then he's going to be just like you said. He's going to take a job where he think that he got franchise players and team already ready to be in the playoffs, and then they end up doing a fire sale. Now you sitting there with your tail up your ass, saying, stuck and can never get another head coaching job because you just happen to be in the mix of all the fire that's happening all around you, man. Dallas too. Dallas just got rid of their coach. Who's going over there to coach Luka if there's a possibility that there's a whole big love triangle with Porzingis and all this. And also too is Zion. Who wants to go coach Zion during the time where everybody's like in disarray. So it's interesting, man.
Yo, when I see stuff like, and I'm gonna go back to the Kawhi situation because I remember the Kawhi situation. And it was rumblings coming out, Kawhi family, they don't like the San Antonio area. So Zion Williamson goes to a franchise who messed up Chris Paul prime, wasted Chris Paul's prime, almost wasted Anthony Davis's prime. And now they get another generation of talent gifted by the league. The league gifted New Orleans Pelicans, Anthony Davis as well. If anybody who don't remember, David Stern had the Pelicans at the time, and he also vetoed the Chris Paul to the Lakers trade. So since he owned the Pelicans, obviously he's trying to sell the team. So obviously they're going to give him Anthony Davis. Then you go years later. Obviously Anthony Davis wants to go to the Lakers. So what they do? They give the Lakers the 4th pick. Neither here and there.
Right.
Now you get Zion. So today I wake up, bro. I see Zion Williamson family don't like New Orleans. Remember the podcast from JJ Redick, like 2 months ago, where he spilled the tea? He's like, he don't like how New Orleans do good business because New Orleans was supposed to send him to Brooklyn, closer to his family. They sent that man to Texas. So, and it says multiple sources have told the Athletic that certain family members want Zion Williamson on another team. Then you got the stuff with Zion Williamson has said that him and RJ has discussed teaming up in the NBA a lot. And I know that article is from 2 years ago, but Zion and RJ have these talks. These guys been talking. Behind closed doors, these guys been talking for weeks. And then here, let's go to the 61-year-old coach, Stan Van Gundy, who got canned today, or was it yesterday?
I think it might have been today.
So Stan Van Gundy gets fired. You got articles coming out. Brandon Ingram didn't like him. He didn't vibe with the young guys. He was too hard on the young guys. He takes Lonzo off the ball and puts Zion on the ball, which it's okay for his development. But the way his body type is, you don't want him on ball. You're gonna injure that man. You're gonna hinder that man's career. So you don't want him on ball. And then you see stuff, the family members. Then you see stuff in 2024, the Pelicans might relocate. So it looks very alarming right now for the New Orleans Pelicans. And, did JJ, you got other stuff. JJ Redick's ugly departure from the Pelicans left a stinging effect on Zion. And listen,
first of all, their name is the Pelicans, man. You know what I'm saying? They had the show. They were in Charlotte, right? And they moved to. Is that what happened? They moved from Charlotte to New Orleans. Is that what happened?
I think so. Yes.
So I mean, they screwed up. Yeah, whatever it was, man. They screwed up already, man. So they don't know how to run a franchise, So that's just right off the bat there, man. So. I mean, they should just. I really don't know what to say about them guys, man, because the moment they can't make any money, they're gonna relocate, so they're not gonna hold on to any of their players. So they basically sabotaging the league too, because they got a bunch of young guys over there that are decent. They should have won last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't have the confidence in the coach. They picked the wrong coach, number one, for that group. It's just crazy, man. So I mean. That's what drives me crazy, man. Because we're two Knicks guys. We're always talking about the Knicks, super Knicks fans, right? Diehard Knicks fan, State of the New York Knicks podcast, and all this other stuff. But you look at a franchise like the Pelicans, they didn't get no flack. You know what I'm saying? Like look at Dallas. Like Dallas, okay, they got Luka and they went and got thing, but it's like now everything, like the whole ground just got pulled from underneath them. So it's like, but yet and still, like give it a day or so, they're gonna bring up something else about the Knicks, and the Knicks are gonna be the number one thing. But listen, the whole world is crashing all around us, But the Knicks are still the team that what were they saying the other day? Stephen A. Smith that Durant was the greatest basketball player to ever represent New York. Like, what are you talking? Where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many other narratives out there to talk about, but they always find a way to get the Knicks, man. So it's good to see this happen. But it's just bad for the league because now you just got like players sitting on teams, just wasting their careers when they could be, somewhere else flourishing, man. It sucks, man. With the whole lockout thing, that's what I'm talking about, because like the players have so much power that the franchises, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to sustain themselves without having without the backing of these players, man. So. I hope New Orleans burns, man. Go back to Seattle or something and start over.
Yeah, facts. I agree, bro. I strongly agree. Like, you got a guy who's averaging 27, 7, 4 assists, 65% true shooting percentage, 8.7 win shares. Julius Randle. Now, mind you, I believe he's 20, probably 21 now. Julius Randle took 7 years to average 24, 10, 6, 50% true win, or true shooting percentage, 7.8 win shares. So shout outs to Julius Randle, by the way, all NBA second team. He deserved it. Shout outs to Tom Thibodeau, coaching. Zion is a great talent, bro. You gotta stop. I don't know what's Adam Silver's, his niche. Like, I don't know what's his love for these small market teams. Saying that you're trying to like spread talent across the league, but it's not working, bro. You gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop. I got something for you.
Yeah,
I got a rule for you. In the next CBA, and I want to see how you feel about this. Prevent, guys like Zion and these other dudes to prevent future situations like this from happening. You know what they should do, bro? They should extend the lottery from 14 teams to 20 teams. Have at least the first 8 teams with the same percentage chance to get the 1 pick. So if you do something like that, you completely eliminate tanking. But then now if you a team, and let's say if your record, you got a above 500 record. Let's say, give me an example, bro. Let's say the Boston Celtics, right? For example, they got the 8th seed, and the lottery goal extends to like 20 teams. If they got the 1 pick, boom. Okay. Jason Tatum, Brown, probably get Cade Cunningham, and that's something to watch. Like, I would watch something like that, or a team like the Knicks. We just made the 4th seed. A lot of our teams was stacked and we was jumped in the same spot. Imagine if we would have got the 1 pick while making the playoffs. I don't know how to really like get it down packed, but like make it in a way where it seems equal. Like everybody has an equal chance to get supreme talent instead of just the worst teams in the NBA. Not every player who come from a winning program want to go to a team that's losing. I feel bad for Fox. I really feel genuinely bad. His team has not made the playoffs in 15 years. You get the 2 pick, you mess that up, you draft Bagley or Luka? Come on, dog. Come on.
Yeah, the Kings are another one, man. They got another they already got a franchise point guard, and what they do, they draft a point guard. What are they doing? They got Bagley. They can see Bagley's not the one, and then what they don't address it. You know what I'm saying? They need a big man. They don't address it. It doesn't make any sense. Half of these teams don't belong in the NBA. They ruin it. They ruin it for everybody else because it leaves teams like Brooklyn and those are all these teams like this to just scoop up all the good players and just stack them all on one team. It's like irresponsible because I look at it now. Dallas is in disarray, and New Orleans. They if you really want it to happen, Luka could come to the Knicks and Zion could come to the Knicks. And then who knows? Maybe even a third guy could come to the Knicks, and then everybody's gonna hate us, and we will be the new super team. Stranger things happen, and the Knicks have the table set. There's other teams too, man, that have like assets. Whatever. Look at Atlanta. Atlanta's hot. Atlanta has a bunch of players on the contract that they could put together to throw to another team to get a good package together too, and just ruin the league again. It's definitely a problem that needs to be addressed, man. I kind of like the idea of having like an extended draft. Like, I mean, even make it to like all 30 teams. Just do a lottery with all 30 teams.
You don't want to do that. Nah, they can't do that, bro. Matter of fact, the top 5 teams from each conference can't be in a lottery. At least, but the rest of those teams, they could be in a lottery.
But it's a thing too, man. We got so many teams in the league that are in trash areas, like Minnesota. Who the hell wants to live in Minnesota? Nobody wants to live in Minnesota. Only KG, because KG was like loyal to his team for whatever reason, because that's how he's built. You know what I'm saying? But Minnesota is trash to live in. Milwaukee is trash to live in. New Orleans is trash to live in. You know what I'm saying? OKC.
New Orleans is a good spot. New Orleans is nice. It's nice to live, but it's not a basketball city.
It's not a basketball city.
Bro.
Yeah,
it's not.
But
New
outside of
Orleans
Bourbon,
Pelicans?
outside of Bourbon, Bourbon Street, whatever it's called, there's nothing else to do out there. But do this. Like because the mosquitoes and shit like that. That's the only thing you're gonna do while you out there. That's why I guess Lil Wayne and them guys got hot because the freaking Millie Rocket because they fanning away the bugs and stuff. So I mean, like OKC, a bunch of different teams, Sacramento, all these teams need to be moved to spots where it would generate their own money. Say like St. Louis. I don't know why St. Louis doesn't have their own team. St. Louis is a hotbed for basketball, and it's right up the road from Chicago. So all that I have, it's beyond me that they don't have a team. Seattle, I understand they had a big beef over there with the stadium and the state didn't want to pay for it and all this other stuff. But Seattle is a hotbed for basketball. They need an NBA team, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like some of these things, like just to force a city to take on a team. Yeah. So listen, you need to take this. We need to do something to make it good for that city to wanna take on that team. It's not fair to force the state or the city to pay for an arena in order for the team to be there, man. The NBA got to do something, with all their revenue sharing and all their television contracts. They need to do something to get these teams in places where people actually love basketball. Then we wouldn't have this problem with New Orleans don't have no money, they can't pay their guys. Sacramento's over there, they don't know what the hell they're doing over there. It's like you got to give incentive because you're gonna have the fan base behind them, just like how the Knicks. Our fan base is crazy. We haven't won in 20 years, but look at us. Look at us, doing what we do the way that we do it, man. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, and what's crazy is they gotta figure this out soon, bro. Because I'd rather you, and this is just for the small market teams. Like I'd rather Adam Silver stack the small market teams with great talent rather than him just scatter it out. You get what I'm saying? For example, bro, if you're gonna give the Timberwolves the 1 pick last season, bro, you must give them a top 2 pick this year. Because I don't want to watch Minnesota. But if you give them Cade Cunningham with Anthony Edwards, D'Lo, Carl Anthony Towns, now I might be a little interested. Now it's interesting. You get what I'm saying? Like OKC, nobody gonna watch OKC. Nobody cares about SGA, bro. Like,
yeah.
Gotta do something about that. Like, I don't know. If I was Adam Silver, I'd be ringing the hell out of the draft just so teams can have super teams. I would.
Yeah, I mean, but it all comes down to tanking because at one point it was just like the worst team got the top pick, and then this how it was. But teams were tanking, so it's about like it's the NBA teams. You got to figure out a way to get the NBA teams out of their own way, because they did that. They gave the power to the players to try to balance or whatever. But now these idiot teams, they don't have a team, but then they'll max out their player. Like, yo, you don't have a team yet, but then you're gonna throw your whole revenue to this one guy, but you don't have nobody to play around him. And now look, you stuck. Now look at John Wall. Now they have to waste all their resources to trade John Wall, because they don't have no team around him. It's just nonsense. In Washington, they got to pay Bradley Beal now. So if you pay Bradley Beal, then you're gonna have Bradley Beal on the Supermax and Westbrook on the Supermax, and your team is trash. It's just crazy.
No man's land. That's no man's land. You read articles and you looking at Washington. You got 2 max players on your roster, but the rest of your roster is really young. So now you're in the middle. Like you going into an offseason. And you just fired your coach. And mind you, Zion Williamson is on his 3rd coach.
That's disgusting, man.
He's on his 3rd coach in 3 seasons, bro. And it's a consecutive season for him. So he's had to learn 3 different offensive systems in 3 years. That is really, really bad.
Yeah, and you got Zion Williamson, one of the best finishers in basketball. You didn't give him a point guard yet? And then you got a point guard. That's what I'm saying. They got Lonzo Ball, but then the offense is not. You don't got the ball in Lonzo Ball's hands. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. You got him playing off the ball, and you got freaking what's the guy's name? Bledsoe. I'm talking about the point guard spot. You got Bledsoe playing over ball and stuff. It's like, what the hell are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. And you got Brandon Ingram on the other wing. You got Zion and Brandon Ingram on both wings. You mean to tell me you can't win?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like they literally like the NBA handed y'all a whole roster in the gift basket. us as Knicks fans have been watching Alfred Payton and Reggie Bullock for the last 2 years, and y'all can't get it together. Come on, bro.
So that's why we got to give our team a little bit more credit though, because Tom Thibodeau had his shortcomings and whatever. Even the roster, man. The roster is we talk about it so much, man. We're pulling strings, pulling straws out of a hat, trying to get guys to get here to on the Knicks, man. We did the best that we can, 41-31. You know what I'm saying? We got to really enjoy this season because it is hard, man. Because like I said, this team, we were saying this now. Teams got talent and they can't get it together. We have no talent, but we was able to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely got to give ourselves a little bit more credit when it comes to that. But like let's say going forward, roster building. What is the best real way to build off this season that we had? Because 41-31 is nothing to shake a stick at. You know what I'm saying? That's decent. You know what I'm saying? We already established ourselves as a 4th seed, regardless of what happened in the playoffs. But we here. We literally are here. So like I'm trying to say, what is our trajectory? Well, what is the best way for us to advance going forward as a franchise?
I cannot answer that question until after I see the NBA. After I see the lottery, I could kind of answer that question.
All right, so when is the lottery? When is the NBA lottery? I'm gonna look it up now.
I believe it's next week.
Yo, tell me it's next week. Yeah, it literally is next week. June 22nd is the freaking NBA draft lottery. So holy snap!
So next week because the reason why I gotta know where certain teams is slotted in the lottery, and then I could have a clear cut idea because
holy shit, that's on Tuesday.
Yep. And I'm gonna just speak from it's a certain type of Knicks fan. So I'm gonna speak I want you to speak like the optimistic Knicks fan, and I'm gonna speak like how a lot of us Knicks fans is scared about. I'm gonna just say the stuff that we scared about. Mm-hmm. So let me get this straight, and I want you to be very objective because I'm about to just talk blasphemous, bro. So Jesus. Don't mind me. So let me get this straight. So the Knicks played hard every game this season to become the 4th seed. I just watched Kawhi Leonard injury news about his ACL. Kawhi Leonard get better. So there's no superstar free agent in free agency at the moment. We got the floor mopped. We got mopped the floor with. We was a floor tile to the Atlanta Hawks. We got smoked 4-1 in the first round. No superstar free agent on the market. And we have the 19th and 21st pick in the NBA draft. And when I had my guy Duka telling me on Uncle Freezy's pod the other night, name me the 19th pick in the last since 2005. He didn't name me an MVP or Hall of Famer. So that's very alarming for me. And then we got the 21st pick in a draft where the top 7 is top heavy. So you have $60 million in cap space, no superstar free agents on the market right now, and you have late lottery picks, and you probably can't get a great talent with those lottery picks. And then on top of that, 60% of your rotation was 1-year vet mercs. So that means that you let 60% of your rotation walk, you improve their pockets, but then devalue your own assets by placing them on the bench or playing them 11 minutes. Nobody's going to trade for Obi Toppin, 23 years old, 4 points per game. Nobody trading for that. That's not a lot of value. So me just speaking as one of those Knicks fans who's like, yo, I don't know what's going to happen. That's some of the things that they had an issue with this season. And I could see why a lot of people wanted the tank. I can see why, because there's no clear answer. So now that I said that to you, before you go, yo, bro, I don't want my starting lineup: Kyle Lowry, RJ Barrett, Kelly Oubre, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. That's trash, bro. I don't want 35-year-old Chris Paul on my team, 36-year-old, 37. That's trash. I don't want Mike Conley as my starting point. Trash, bro. Trash. You want Otto Porter as your starting small forward with Mike Conley? Like, do that sound good to you? It don't sound good to me. So
it gave me an upset stomach and shit,
bro.
Just thinking about that.
Then, last thing, you hear stuff like, yo, let's get Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan to come to the Knicks. Are you kidding me? That's the best I got with $60 million in cap space. So I just laid down, the whole negative fan base side. Oh, why they love the season, but why they hated how the season went. So,
Well, both roads. I'll try to be as positive as I can, but both roads it brings you to the same position, because we could have tanked, and then it's still not guaranteeing us to get that top speed. Because I mean, historically the Knicks have, every time we get into the lottery, we always either get 2, 3, 4 seeds below than we're supposed to get. Even when we got RJ, we were supposed to get the number 2 spot, but we only dropped one. And then Kevin, I think even Kevin Knox was, I don't know, man, but we always get screwed in this draft some kind of way. So it's that's always a gamble, to do that. But the other side too is that we got the cap space and this, that, and the other, but there's no free agents. So who the hell are you signing in this off season to get better? So I get on both sides, man. But there's more than one way to win things, man. So I mean, every year we seem to be pulling from different a higher clientele, a higher a bracket of players or whatever, man. So it's just a hope. It's all based around hope, man. We hope that we can pick from a different group of guys, to boost the team up a little bit more. We still always in the same boat, no matter how we look at it. But that's what it's about being a fan, though. You know what I'm saying? You just believe in your team. You're hoping that guys could really improve and just capitalize on the different things that we have got going on out there, man. So with this whole draft thing, right? What are you getting at with the draft, man? So what do you think? What should happen on the draft that would give you a better idea of what to do?
So we have $60 million in cap space. And there's a bunch of teams in the lottery right now that is in cap hell, and they might have to pay a hefty repeaters tax. We can take on a bad contract for a lottery pick. I'm willing to do that. So, for example, I'm gonna start a couple examples. I'm watching the NBA lottery. Let's say if Chicago loses their draft pick to the Chicago Bulls, lose their draft pick to the Orlando Magic, right? And let's say if the Orlando Magic get the 10th pick and they get the 4th pick, Jonathan Isaac is coming back. Markelle Fultz is coming back. That's 2 of their players coming back from injury. So if you're the Orlando Magic, and they, mind you already drafted Cole Anthony, and you traded for RJ Hampton, and you got O'Keefe, you got I can't remember his name, but it's another young power forward. But you got Jonathan Isaac and those guys coming back, and you traded for Wendell Carter Jr. Do you really want to bring another lottery pick into that fold? I didn't even mention Mo Bamba too. So they got log jams everywhere. So do you want to bring in 2 lottery picks into that mold? Maybe you trade that lottery pick, because you want to free up your some minutes for your young guys, and you don't want to bring all of those young guys on, because you gotta, literally, the Magic is a log jam everywhere. Like every position is a log jam. They got talent though, but it's a log jam. I just explained to Orlando. OKC. Let's say if OKC falls back in the lottery to 10 or 11, and they say, yo, you know what? We got to get off this Al Horford contract. Would they trade the 11th pick or the 10th pick and Al Horford to the Knicks? You know what I'm saying? To get off that contract. You never know.
I think right off the bat, OKC is definitely a team that we need to talk to, because Al Horford is that center that we needed in the playoffs, man. Most definitely. So
OKC, that's another team. They probably might want to bring in. They would want to bring in a lottery pick, but if they fall back into the lottery to 10th or 11th, they're gonna really think about moving Al Horford. You got to free up some of that cap space. You haven't made the playoffs in years. You lost money due to COVID, so something's gonna have to work out over there. Golden State, my favorite trade partner. It is no way in hell Now this is just in the event that Bulls drop out of the top 3 and Golden State gets their pick. So let's say Golden State gets the 6th pick, and they got the 14th pick. They're not bringing both of those picks on. When Klay Thompson is coming back, you in win now mode. You already drafted James Wiseman. You already hear the rumors that, they're not really sold on James Wiseman. So you see those rumors. They got Andrew Wiggins on the contract. If they keep Andrew Wiggins, I believe the repeater's tax for them is about $109 million. Something ridiculous. Something crazy. They just opened a new arena. You're going to need to get on some of that cap space. So if I'm the Knicks, would you take on Andrew Wiggins in the 6th pick? I'm doing that. Andrew Wiggins played under Thibodeau. I'm doing that.
I'm doing that too, man. But it's kind of hard to say that they're gonna give away. That's a big load, man. If you're gonna give away Wiggins and the number 6 pick, you might as well try to go get, like, Kawhi or put your hat in the Luka sweepstakes. You know what I'm saying? With that kind of pull. You know what I'm saying?
They not Wiggins in the 6th pick, Luka, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still a big haul just for us to just take away Wiggins for nothing, and also their number 6 pick. And what are we giving them? What would be the package we give them for that?
That's tough. That's the part I haven't thought about yet. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be straight up honest. I haven't thought about that part yet. My other scenario was that is more realistic than that was Andrew Wiggins in the 14th pick. Or between 10 and 14, whatever that pick falls. So
14 is a little bit more realistic.
Yeah. So whatever that pick is at, they give up Andrew Wiggins in that pick. So maybe that could get somewhere. But we'll be giving them cap relief, and their owner doesn't have to pay $309 million or 100. Or it's either $309 million they owe, or it's $109 million.
Whatever it is, man, that shit sound crazy, man. That's the problem with the NBA, because these owners, they screw themselves so much. Because look at Klay Thompson, he's a great player, man, but he freaking blew his ACL, then he blew his Achilles too. It's like, god damn, you know what I'm saying? And you paid him all this money, and he's not getting any younger. He's in his 30s now. So you kind of stranglehold yourself to the point now where you got to give away a good asset, whatever, just so you don't bankrupt yourself.
Win now mode. I don't believe. Look, if you're a Golden State fan, if we had Golden State roster, bro, you know what conversation I'd be having with you, brother? Who we trading James Wiseman that pick for, man? And Wiggins for? Because we got Steph Curry here. Like, I'm not interested in no rebuild while Steph Curry's in his prime.
Yeah, I'm totally. If we had the same exact roster as Golden State, I would be thinking the same thing. Listen, we got Steph Curry; he still could play. We need to figure out a way how we're gonna maximize, this little small window to see if we can get another chip. Because obviously we know we could do it, and like Curry, I feel like Curry got better. You know what I'm saying? In his old age, he's getting better. Draymond Green might be regressing a little bit, but I mean, like, they still got the ability to still get themselves into like the Western Conference Finals again. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people been throwing this out too. Say like a what do you call what's I got Mitch Robinson in some kind of deal to bring in what's the dude? What's the center from we're talking about from Golden State?
James Wiseman.
Yeah, Wiseman. To have Wiseman in the mix there, where they would get, I guess they would get another player involved too, just to help them out, because they're going to be losing whatever, man. So that that's just some of the scenarios that they're throwing out there. Would you trade a Wiseman for Mitch? Because the thought process is that they're going to go hard with Curry. So you're not going to need a back-to-the-basket center to do anything. You're going to need somebody to play defense, rebound, that type of thing. Mitchell Robinson is going to do that. And the Knicks, on the other hand, if you're going to keep either one, if we keep Randle or Obi, we're still going to need that center to help them out, because the way the Tom Thibodeau plays, you're going to need somebody that's going to be able to hit an outside jumper from the center spot, or at least be active to score in that spot. So what do you think about all that?
It's tough. Mitch plays way better defense than Wiseman, bro. And the Wiseman Randle fit sounds disgusting. Like, it's just Julius Randle. He's just like that that big ass water bug who just don't die. He's just there. So, and when it comes to like me wanting players on his team, I gotta take into account that we have Julius Randle, and Julius Randle's kind of ball dominant. If we didn't have Randle, I would love Wiseman. I just don't think it's a good fit.
But yo, we got Randle playing point guard. You know what I'm saying? So he's looking for somebody to pass to. So if he got the ball dribbling and whatever, between his legs, he wouldn't dribble in his legs so much if he had Wiseman to catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? To catch the ball and do something with it. Rather than like Mitchell Robinson is waiting for somebody to give him alley-oop. If you give the ball to Wiseman, he might actually get a move. Spin move into the lane, that type of thing. We just don't have that aspect. So. If we're gonna play similar to how we play now, getting Wiseman will kind of make sense a little bit.
Why? It do.
A little bit.
I don't know if Golden State would definitely entertain that for sure, because a guy like Mitch, he could protect Clay, Curry. That could be your backline defense, bro. Golden State made a monumental mistake picking a big over a wing.
Yeah, they messed up with that.
You messed up. You don't never, I don't care if Hakeem is in the draft. You gotta take Jordan over him, bro. Every time, bro. You take Jordan over Hakeem every time. Ayton sounds good. You take Luka over him every time, bro. That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, if he's starting to, especially if you have a style of play, the way Kerr's been playing this whole time, getting Wiseman kind of just throws a wrench in everything because they never had a big man that needed the ball to score in that way. You know what I'm saying? So you're wasting Wiseman's time and you're wasting the franchise's time because now, listen, they literally have to figure out a way what they're gonna do with Wiseman. Because last year they kind of wasted him because they didn't feature him in the box enough. They didn't get his minutes up high enough where they could figure out what he could do for us because they still was they still could make the playoffs with Curry the way that they were playing. So they kind of like stranglehold themselves with that asset. So they probably do need to figure out a way to get Wiseman up. And getting Mitch is definitely going to be a nice little lateral move in that way just to get them back to the way they were before.
I entertain it though. That's a good thought. I entertain it, but Wiseman would fit better with Zion.
But Zion and Randle arguably are doing the same exact thing. Zion is basically playing point forward over there for New Orleans, so it's like the same situation.
Let's be real, bro. You rather the ball in Zion hands or Randle hands?
Well, I haven't watched. I mean, Zion is a beast, man. I can't fuck with it. Every time you play us, man, I'm looking at this guy like, wow, this is like. I didn't anticipate him playing the way that he plays. Just for the simple fact, if you put the ball in front of him, he's taking it from you. You can't just slip up and put the ball in front of Zion's face. He's gonna snatch the ball right out your hands. And then I don't know, man, but they do play very similar. You're just talking about styles of play. With Zion is probably better, yes, but just the style of play, they play the same style. You know what I'm saying? So, I think the outcome will probably be similar. If Wiseman was playing with Randle compared to Zion, it would be basically the same thing. But either way you look at it, you still need to get that point guard, that point guard to be able to get that ball out their hands sometimes.
Yo, it's crazy. Like everything we say, it always come back to the point guard position.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the guards rule the world, man. They rule the NBA.
And it makes me sad. It makes me sad that we gotta always come back to this point guard position because I hate the free agency point guards, bro.
Yeah, I hate him too. I can't front. I mean, Lowry and all that. So it sounds good to talk about it sometimes, man. But as you keep talking about it, it's like you chewing a gum. It tastes sweet, and then it starts getting bad. You got to spit it out. That's kind of how I'm living with the point guard situation, man. Because it comes back to the point that if you're gonna do all that, you might as well just keep Alfred. God damn, or at least give Frank another like his fifth try. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to pay Frank. It's like we just doing this with the point guard situation, man. I don't know.
And that's why I'm good on any vet starting at point guard next season, bro. I'm good, bro. I'm good on a stopgap at that position. You have to get me a point guard now. I want him now. If you're going to start Quickley at point guard next season, start him. Quickley fits with Randle.
That's the thing too. Quickley can actually be the answer that we're looking for at point guard. You know, we never gave him a chance to do it. He only played 12 minutes a game again. And he was showing the offense, at least offensively scoring for himself. He showed the ability that we know that he could do that. If we gave him minutes, Quickly is going to give us close to 20 points a game. 15 to 18 points a game. If we would have gave him, the minutes that he needed to get. You know what I'm saying? So we can go into next year and we can actually think about we could put Quickley there because listen, we're running the ball out of Randle's hands. So just make Quickley the point guard, and we don't have to go through all this nonsense in the offseason. And put that money in a spot where we can actually fill a spot of need, on the team.
So Quickley, my only thing, Quickley got to get his playmaking up. He got to get his IQ up. Basically. Yeah. That's all he needs. Like he got the dog in him. He's a competitor. Today's NBA, I see him as a point guard because today's NBA point guards a lot of them are scorers. Honestly, I'm not used to my point guard after every pick and roll jacking up a three. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, that's what they do now though.
I'm used to I'm going way back like 2000s. I'm used to the Andre Millers of the world.
Yeah, man, Andre Miller, my favorite point guard of all time. Rod Strickland. There is no Rod Strickland. Those days are over right now. I think maybe the next generation it might come up because you're starting to see the young guys play a different way, different style of ball. Especially with the guy coming in. What's the freaking guy's name? This on Gonzaga. What's his name?
Jalen Suggs.
Jalen Suggs. He's gonna be nasty coming into this NBA, man. But right now in the NBA, there is no Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs, you're gonna get him in the draft. Like I said, this point guard's coming up through the ranks right now. There's a kid in Brooklyn that's that plays for Jefferson. He just scored 90 points in back-to-back games, man. You know what I'm saying? So and he's more he scored those points, but he's more of a first point guard, which is funny. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm just painting that picture that the point guards are coming up the ranks, but they're just not here right now. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to think about it that way. Quickly, essentially, could be just as good as any of these guys that we can put at that point guard spot. That we can sign actually.
So speaking of Quickley, shout out to Emmanuel Quickley. Beautiful season, all NBA rookie second team. Congrats to you. Kudos to you. Shout out to the people last year who put Terrence Davis over RJ Barrett. Roy Hachimura. Shout out to y'all. So salute to y'all for finally putting Nick where he belongs. He should have been on the first team, but that's an argument for another day. Emmanuel Quickley shot 39% from the 3-point range and 89% from free throw and last season. The only number rookie in NBA history to attempt more than 300 3-pointers and match or exceed those percentages was Steph Curry.
Yeah, man. Steph Curry turned into a distributor later on in his career. After he got through the ankle injuries and stuff like that, then he became more of a distributor or whatever. And he didn't really start really passing the ball, really passing the ball, making decisions like that until Mark Jackson came along. So that's like basically halfway through his career. You know what I'm saying? But to have the ability to score in this NBA from all over the court, free throw line, all that stuff, is right out the gate. That's something that's a gem right there, man. So while we're stressing ourselves up about who's gonna be that point guard, Quickley could be that guy.
He could. Look at all options. Matter of fact, Luka Vildoza. I just watched Compazzo. And shout out to CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum, he tweeted out, Giannis should be guarding easy money sniper. I seen a tweet who retweeted his post that brother Compazzo had you on skates all last series. so watching Compazzo on the Nuggets gives me hope for Luka. I just hope he can play, bro. Thibodeau makes this so hard because it's like You want certain dudes, but you like, I don't know if Thibodeau gonna play this.
Yeah, man. I would hate to see Luka have that talent to play because he's from Argentina. So right off the bat, those guys got boogie in their game, man. They got a lot of dribbling. They could just play. You know what I'm saying? So if he has the respect from his peers, Pablo Prigioni, he already put the respect on his name and stuff. So I mean, we definitely got to because they're already working him out like crazy right now. So they're getting as much eye on the guy as possible. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully we have the answer in house at point guard because that sounds great to have the answer in house. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it would just take so much strain away from everything else because we got Kevin Knox still on the contract. Well we can maybe we can get a Brandon Ingram away from that team. It's just the sky's the limit. But free agency, like you said, some of these names that we have there, they're not really worth it. So I mean, I don't know, man.
Can I throw a name at you? People want Doug McDermott. What?
Jesus, Doug McDermott.
So wait, hold on. So you're starting five, and I like when I actually say the starting five to hear how ridiculous it sounds. So your starting five is Mike Conley, R.J. Barrett, Doug McDermott, Julius Randle, and a lot of people want to let Mitchell Robinson walk. So your center is Nerlens Noel.
I mean, you're trying to get the record of losses in the season, man. It's because you ain't defending nobody. Not for nothing. Doug McDermott. He did improve last year, man. But I mean, to the point where you're going to pay him money to be a starting small forward in the NBA, it's like, I don't know, man. You might as well just keep punching yourself in the face. You're just asking for pain, man. You're asking for pain. Knicks fans like pain, though.
Yeah, they do. They like they a lot of Knicks fans they like to see stuff go wrong so they could say to everybody else, "I told you so."
Right.
And instead of it just naturally happen. Like, for example, like in the middle of the season, and I killed for this tape, bro. Like, I destroyed. Like, probably only a select few people didn't kill me for this tape. So when I said earlier this season, Julius Randle is a third or fourth option on the championship team, I got destroyed for that tape, bro. For like 2-3 weeks straight. Knicks fans killing me. Oh, State, you stupid. You stupid. I sat back and watched the playoffs, dog, and I felt so vindicated. But I didn't tell people I told you so. All I said was, you got proof. Now you got proof. I wasn't hating. I was just trying to give you my honest assessment of Randle. I know what a number one option looks like on a championship team. He looks like a 3 or a 4. Tobias Harris is getting paid max money. That man is a third, fourth option.
Yeah, he's proving it. He's proving it right before our eyes right now.
And what kills me, Diehard, is, and I hate when I gotta get on Randle, but we gotta get the context of these people who be talking about this. You just watched Randle average 18 points and shoot 30% from the field in the playoffs in front of fans when it was majority of the games this season. It was no fans in the building. And you want to max him out after the playoff series? Are you kidding me? Remember Chris Smith? That's his name? Who the guy that missed 4 straight layups, bro? That the Knicks traded for from the Clippers? I think it was Charles Smith, bro. And he averaged 21 points before he got to the Knicks. And then he got to the Knicks and he,
Yo, man, I think you just ruined my whole summer, man. Because you're right. Because listen, like when we talk about sell high, that type of thing, Randle right now is probably going to be the highest he's ever going to be. Because even if we get better next year, I don't anticipate Julius Randle, copying the numbers that he got this year. Because he won't be, like the primary, anything next year. Chances are we're going to have a better roster next year. So he's not going to be as ball dominant as he was now. So I mean, like you got a point there too, and then also add to the fact that Obi Toppin actually showed us a pulse in the playoffs too when the lights came on. He actually turned me from not wanting to play him. I wish we had somebody better than him to play, to saying like, oh shit, Obi Toppin is, we got a crowd here now. Now look at him finally coming into his own. And I already anticipate Obi Toppin becoming better than he is now. So so now that you say it now, and the way that you worded it, man, that maybe getting rid of Julius Randle might be something that we should do. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well, but it makes sense. But the way you say it makes sense because really like Tobias Harris, like you said, is a fourth option on a championship. I agree with that, and just the way that Julius Randle played in the playoffs, you see it right there that he is not the guy that you want to be the number one guy on your rosters, and you already got his replacement on the bench. So I mean, god damn, State, why did you ruin my whole summer, man? Oh my god.
but I hate when people like, and this what kills me. Like, and shout outs to NYK, Terry, and Trey, because they said this on Twitter yesterday, and nobody killed them when they said this. They basically said, so what if the Knicks traded Randle for the high and got a high lottery pick, like the 5th pick, and got a young player in return, and let Obi start next season? Are you really gonna scoff at that? Like, really? Then people say, oh, we would have been in the lottery if Randle wasn't on the team last season. We would have been in the lottery if RJ Barrett wasn't our starting shooting guard last season.
Holy shit, man.
About it. So, I mean, matter of fact, when Julius Randle was off the court per 100, our per 100 possessions, our offense only goes down by 2 points. It only goes down by 2 points, bro. That's
you a crazy motherfucker, man. Look at Golden State. Like you made the we was talking about Golden State earlier. With the Golden State got a 6th pick and they got the 14th pick. They got the repeated tax and all and all that. Let's say like this guy Draymond Green is kind of declining now, and they need that distributor. And Julius Randle already proved that he's able to hit the three and he's able to be he could facilitate offense, right? So put him in Golden State with Steve Kerr playing in the Draymond Green role. It fucking makes sense, man. It makes sense, and you still got Draymond Green on the team that he's still gonna do what he does. But then you take the pressure off him to make him play defense and stuff, and then you got Julius Randle playing his role with Clay on the corner and Curry on the other corner. They basically started over. They basically start over, and then they give us the 6th pick, which would be the same thing as if we tanked for the year and we still end up getting the 6th pick. Holy fucking Dark Mirror, freaking Loki series. What the fuck just happened, man?
I love that series, by the way, too.
Yeah, Loki. I didn't think it was gonna be that good, but man, that shit got me hooked.
Bro, just 1 minute on Loki, real quick.
I don't want to spoil it for people though, man. You gotta. You're gonna do spoilers?
Nah, let's stick to basketball. Nah, because the ending of episode 2 was so elite that I had to sit on YouTube for an hour just to try to piece stuff together. Like, okay, this timeline. Look, I can't say no more. Let's get back to the conversation.
Oh man, you ruined my whole summer, man. Thank you, State.
But yo, I try to look like, I don't want to sound like I'm hating on Randle. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I don't want us to sound like we hating on Randle. The man deserved his All-NBA, second All-NBA. He deserved Most Improved Player. He had one of the best Knicks seasons of all time. The only Knicks player to ever average 24, 10, and 6. I respect Randle. He gets all my respect. But that at the end of the day, when you look at it from its totality, and after you've seen what he did in the playoffs, you got to really ask yourself, what if I pay him the max and he does this again in next year playoffs around more talent and around the fans? He played a season where about like 40, 50 games, it was no fans in the stands. So when I seen him look like that, like, Diehard, I never thought I would be saying this to myself while watching Randle in a Knicks uniform. Yo, bro, why are you not shooting the fucking ball? Yo, he was getting the ball, bro, thinking about shooting it, and will put the ball on the floor instead of just letting it fly. Like, that was alarming for me, bro.
Yeah, like you're the number one guy. Who else is gonna shoot it but you, man? Get them shots up. And then it got to the point where he was confused. He was looking like Shane Mosley when he fought Mayweather and stuff. He didn't know what to do. Should I throw a punch? Should I duck? I don't know what I should do. He was looking crazy on the island, man. So you're right, man. Trading Randle is definitely something that we should think about because truthfully, like if we end up maxing him and we still don't got that second guy yet because there's nobody to sign, and then now we banking on the pipe dream of putting Kevin Knox and all these guys in a trade to try to get a Dame and stuff like that. But all this stuff probably not really going to happen. Luka, the odds of that happening is very low. So I mean, like you got a point, man. You know, if for people, but that's the thing. When people are saying it, they saying they're coming from a nasty place. You know what I'm saying? They're coming from a nasty place because they want the drama. But, you know, we about the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have no ties to any player, even though it would hurt to see Julius Randle's son crying once they find out that we traded. That's going to hurt, man. So, you know, I would hate to be in the room when they're having that conversation with us. So, listen, we got to leave the Knicks because they traded. He probably that probably might come back to bite us years from now. But, you know, from a franchise standpoint to build the team, and get us moving forward, that actually might be something that we could do. Holy shit!
But don't get it messed up though. To treat that man properly. We gotta treat that man properly. And I told people, I'm not maxing him this summer, bro. What I will do, he just give me a productive with me and Randle. It's not about your numbers no more. I don't care about Randle numbers next season. I don't care about what he do in the regular season next season. When we get to the next year playoffs, I need you to impact winning. He impacts winning, I will gladly give him $200 million without a doubt in my mind. I gladly give this because he's earned his money. Regardless, he's earned his money. And Knicks fans get at me about Randle. They're saying, "Oh, let's give Randle a 4-year, $106 million." That man is having another baby. That man just blood, sweat, and tears led the league in total minutes, and you want to short him for $100 million with New York taxes? Come on, dude. Come on,
man.
Are y'all really thinking about Randle, thinking for Randle, or y'all thinking for yourselves? Y'all trying to just save cap space for these magical superstars? And mind you, I looked at free agency until 2025, dog. Ain't no goddamn superstar in free agency until 2025, bro. I will gladly pay him his $200 million if we get the talent around him. I will gladly pay him his $200 million. And also in another scenario, I want you to talk about this. If we was to get Lonzo Ball, Colin Sexton this offseason, and we give them $20 million, a 4-year, $80 million contract, you know, pay Randle this offseason. Pay him because now you got his point guard, you got him under contract for the next couple of years, and now you got RJ Barrett under contract for the next couple of years. So now you can build together. So now that's the only scenario where I'm really comfortable. Okay, give Randle the max right now. Yeah, I don't care if it's more than $26 million per. Give him it now. How you feel about that?
Well, I'm always going to be on the thing where, you know, Julius Randle's still under contract next year, so I just want him to play his contract out, you know, and then use whatever assets we had to try to get that next guy. Because I mean, there's many different ways to build a roster, man. We you know, you ruined my summer with the whole trade Julius Randle thing because now it sounds good to me, but at the same time, you know, we already showed that we could win this way. So if we was to get a Sexton, you know, make a trade again, because Sexton is dangling. You know, we could possibly put something together to get Sexton here. If we get Sexton here, then we still got RJ Barrett, and then maybe like you said, like because we talked about this before, try to get Wiggins still over there. Maybe not the 6th pick, maybe get the 14th pick. Now you're doing something here. Now we have the extra picks in the back end to possibly maybe add a draft pick to Kevin Knox maybe, and maybe get another player this whatever to get into that rotation and whatever. Then we can still get better, and there's many ways to get better, man. So. You know, it's all about playing the game and what we're willing to do. And just, like my thing is that you just gotta have a plan. You know, if the plan is to do Julius Randle, the way that we described it, that's how you do it. You know, that's how you trade Julius Randle. You don't Patrick Ewing on Julius Randle the way we traded Patrick Ewing and got screwed all those years ago. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're gonna get a player, the idea is not to get some you know, sign some freaking bum just to sign him. You know, like a Conley. Like if you're gonna get a free agent, don't sign Conley. Then Conley will be it will be disaster because what is that doing for you? right now. And Doug McDermott. If Doug McDermott is on your idea of being a starting small forward to make the Knicks better this year, might as well just become a Nets fan. Like what the hell's the matter with you?
Like I'm good on that. And listen, man, I'm trying to. If we could build with Randle and RJ, we don't have to build with Randle and RJ. Either or, RJ is untradeable. Just off the fact that his peers and this upcoming generation respects RJ Barrett, and I think Leon Rose got an idea of that. So RJ Barrett is the long term. You don't play with RJ Barrett. You always treat him well. But as far as Randle is concerned, you gotta do right by him. If you want to trade him, right, to another team, that goddamn team who gets him, give that man his money. I want to pay Randle. I don't mind paying Randle, but I'm not maxing him this summer. I would max him if we got some talent before, like, once again, we bring in Lonzo, we bring in Colin Sexton, we sign one of those guys to a 4-year deal. Re-sign Randle. You got to.
I agree with that.
Keep that core together. But listen, if Randle on some, he want to decline that contract because he wants to play it out next season, he has that in his right as well. But the Knicks, it's about the front of the jersey and not about the back of the jersey. If the Knicks could trade Patrick Ewing, rather they could trade Julius Randle.
They traded Walt Frazier. You know what I'm saying?
So I think the only person that is really safe on this roster, like right now, after like all the news that came out today, and I know Worldwide West and Leon Rose is looking at this, it gotta be RJ Barrett. it gotta be RJ Barrett. When I see Bill Duffy is Luka's agent, and he's also RJ Barrett's agent, Bill Duffy talks to RJ on a regular. You get what I'm saying? So whatever Leon Rose and those guys is doing behind the scenes, keep doing that. Because I'm loving all of this turmoil that's over there. Yo, shout out to Bodega Wi-Fi too. Randall is definitely from Dallas.
Shout out to Bodega. I saw him the last time I came on, man. Shout out to you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything is good.
He said a good take too. You trade an all-star for a superstar. We not trying. See, that's the thing too. Last thing, and then what, we get out of here. When you trade in a guy like Randle, you can't just trade him for anybody. You get what I'm saying? Like, you need maximum value. So either you get another all-star, right? Or you get a superstar. Or in the event, getting a top 5 pick. You never know. Matter of fact, the example just came to my head. What if Sacramento, they get the 5th pick in the draft? The 5th pick again, right? Or the 4th or 5th pick. You got De'Aaron Fox on the max contract. You just missed out on the playoffs 15 years straight. You think they want that 5th pick to walk through them doors? You don't think they would give up multiple assets to get Randle in the building? Like, people don't think they would give up the 5th pick. You might get sub-outs. You might have to take a Harrison Barnes back or something. You might get unprotected pick in 2023. Now you got your chest full of assets is deep. Now it's getting deep. But I don't know. It's tough. But it's a lot of scenarios. But if you trade Randle, first of all, you got to do right by him and get him to a team that's going to pay him his full salary. I'm not shorting Randle on no money. Pay that man his max. If he wants to max this offseason, you get Lonzo and Sexton, pay him the max. I don't care. But whatever team he goes to, trade him to a team that's going to pay him his max money, trade him to a place where he's comfortable with. And Randle is CAA as well. So they should already be having a lot of these talks behind the scenes. He goes to Dallas, send him back to his hometown.
Yeah.
No.
That's the beauty of having Leon Rose and Worldwide West in the mix, man, because these guys they got their roots everywhere. They got their minions and all this other stuff all around the world. So you already know that the what we don't see, like behind the screen, we already know what we speculate, or what these beat writers throw at us, whatever the rumors and stuff like that. But best believe that these guys definitely got their networks working in the mix, man, because there's no reason for these guys to be so powerful throughout the years, for them to come to the Knicks and don't use that power, behind the scenes and stuff, man. Because I mean, every other team has done it, so it's time for us to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to make a move this summer. Case in point, like, we got to make a move. If it's a small trade, a trade up into the lottery, we got to make a move. Looking at the Eastern Conference next season, bro. Milwaukee, Boston, the Nets, Atlanta, Charlotte, Indiana might be better. Miami, like, we don't know what's gonna go over there in Miami with Pat Riley and those boys. They're not going. They're going to do something crazy.
Yeah, they're the wild card. They're always the wild card over there.
Yeah. So listen, bro. It's gonna be tough, but for the Knicks, for me to like even feel comfortable that we can really compete, bro, they gotta make a move this offseason. And look, I'm glad you put up this photo. Miami, the Wizards. We don't know what's going on with the Wizards. I already got the Hornets for a lock in next year's playoffs. I got the Hornets as a top 8 seed. They're a lock. You looking at these teams, probably only the Raptors, they're a lock for a playoff seed next season. Cleveland, they might not, because Cleveland is kind of in that spot where they know, but they don't know what they want to do. Orlando is a team that Orlando is winning way more than 21 million players in start. Pistons, they're still tanking, so you don't know what the Pistons is trying to do over there. You got the pace, like, bro, we got to make a move. No. Even the worst team, you got Chicago Bulls. They got a guy who's averaging 28, and they got an all-star center over there. They not trying to stay the same this summer. They trying to make moves too. So we gonna have to make a move, bro. Word.
Yeah, even the team like the Pistons, man, they got a couple young guys that they got over there, and they still got money because a lot a lot of players they're gonna chase money too, so they might end up getting a couple guys over there, so they might end up doing well too. So the heat is on, to bring light to the Heat again. The Heat is always the wild card every offseason, but the heat is on, man, for the Knicks to stay. We're here, but we need to stay here, man. So. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited, man. Like I said, we talked about a lot of stuff in this podcast, man. So it's a lot of things to think about. And I hope everybody that's been following or will follow, with the replay and stuff, that you really vibe on what we're talking about here, man. It's a lot of stuff going on.
And it's crazy. Like, I'm reading this tweet. Shout out to my guy Trace. My guy Trace. This guy, he's been a Knicks fan since the 50s. He watched both championship teams. He's an OG, real OG. So he says, my greatest fear is the moves made are in the direction of being locked in the no man's land. No man's land is what I just painted the picture for you. When you max a guy like Randle, and then you lock yourself into these 1-year contract mercs, and you depending on guys who's not going to be on the team for a long time, and then you're making Randle look bad because now you're putting them in a position where he's not suited for, and now you got to stay crapping on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even want to crap on him genuinely, but it's like, goddamn, like, he's the highest paid guy. He's playing like that. So just for him, I wouldn't even want that pressure on him, bro. Like, we gotta get, first of all, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say we've been through that already with Allen Houston. We maxed out Allen Houston. We already had Spreewell on the team, and then we went and got Othella Harrington, Clarence Weatherspoon, Shannon Anderson, Howard Isley, all these different bums, and then we had no cap space, to help to get us out of there. And we traded all of our draft picks away. You know what I'm saying? So we traded Marcus Camby for there's a whole bunch of stuff that we did during that time. We already experienced all that stuff, so I don't want to do it again. We got to learn from that mistake from the past.
Yeah, I hope the Knicks learn, man. But we gonna see, bro. Man, I'm just happy to be a Knicks fan, man. We don't have no drama right now. Everything we just straight hypothetical. It's crazy how we not talking about, yo, we're gonna fire this coach, fire this president, and da da da. We finally talking positive. Hey, we talking about other teams' crap on the plate right now. So
yeah,
this is fun, bro. I guess you could put up the view of where people can find the pod at, man. I'm good.
yeah. My I was about to put up a Mary J. Blige video of her dancing. No more games. That's what we doing now, like doing the Mary J. Blige dance, because everybody else got drama, but the Knicks are chilling right now, man. So
chilling, bro.
chilling.
I see the meme with a girl. She's in the swing in the park, and then behind her is a burning building, and it says Knicks fans is the girl on the swing on the park. It's just minding their business.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, man, it's good to be a Knicks fan, man. Now, definitely, we not in this drama no more, man. But like State was saying, you can find State, the audio podcast on all these different streaming platforms. You got Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Alexa, everything, everywhere.
Play Stitcher, Spotify,
iHeartRadio,
iHeartRadio, Alexa, pod everywhere, man. So I'm gonna assume that this was episode 7.
Yeah.
Diehard State of Mind. So salute. I'm out of here. Knick Nation, I salute y'all, man. Don't kill us in the comments. Hold on, where's my man.
You better find it.
Oh man.
You already know you had the doodle fingers last week with the food poisoning and stuff, man. I got you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a fact. That was that.
Yeah.
Please, Knicks fans, don't kill us for the brand new takes, man. I hate when people like try to like deem stuff as hating and not just having a regular conversation about it. And at some point, I know we're going to talk about RJ, and I might have a heart attack during that pod, so I don't know if we're ever going to talk about it. So maybe that's a few years down the line. But as for right now, like a lot of things got to be talked about. That was one of them. Front of the jersey, not the back of the jersey.
Yeah, it's all about these Knicks, man. It's all love too, man. Whatever we talking about, we're not talking from a place of malice, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? We all love this team, man. We just trying to figure this thing out together, man, and enjoy the moment. We're enjoying the moment too.
Yeah, teasing everybody else team. That was fun.
Yeah, man.
I'll see you on the next episode, man. My God, Diehard, yo, Knicks fans, I'm out of here, man. It's your boy State, man. Peace.
Yeah, peace, State.
All right, bro.
Yep. And thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in for the podcast here. Diehard State of Mind. We're gonna keep this thing going as long as you guys are gonna keep watching. Also, before you go, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. State's audio stuff. Also, check me out on audio podcast, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well. I got a couple other things in the mix too that I wish people would get back to me on. But stay tuned for more Die Hard Knicks stuff. This is basically the Die Hard Hour, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.